Hello, YouTube. It is me again. It's been a while since we've had a vlog. Working on getting myself some caffeine right now, but nevertheless, I thought I'd do something different today. I thought I would show you guys the studio that I built in the basement. So yeah, we had a studio tour before on Rykerroad. I figured I would show you this on the DETOUR because this one is pretty much separated from Rykerroad. So I think you guys will enjoy this, especially if you're trying to make your own music or if you're trying to, you know, record vocals or do anything. Is that I kind of found what works for me. So anybody that's aspiring to do this or is just starting or wants to hone in their craft, things like that, you can kind of take some notes from this and see what I've done. So let's go ahead and head inside.
So, welcome to my domain. This is where everything that happens that is not Rykerroad, one of the sections of that's not Rykerroad. We do have a podcast studio that's upstairs, but this is my personal studio downstairs, and it is just super comfy. The first thing that I want to talk about is the microphone, the Shure SM7B. This thing does everything that we need it to for all the projects that we have, whether it's a music reaction, whether it's the podcast, singing, or if it's voice acting, anything like that. It really covers a lot of just different grounds that we really need a lot. I've got the Focusrite Scarlett Solo, and it's very simple, but it takes care of everything that I need. I've got my two inputs. They're both ready to go at all times. One cord goes into the Shure, and then the other cord goes through the bottom of the desk into the pedal board that I've got. And I've just got 3 Boss pedals. This actually is going into effects into the computer first, so it's kind of like a backwards way of doing it. But I've got my chorus, and I've also got my octave and just a basic noise suppression pedal. And then if I want to move around and, you know, actually have a little more freedom, I've got a wireless pack that I got for my birthday. I bought for myself for my birthday a few years ago. Next up, you got to be able to hear everything, so I've got my JBL speakers down here. They're not exactly the best, but I will say that they definitely help you hear low, mids, and highs very, very well. At least better than I was hearing on my old Walmart speakers that were absolute dog shit. This is a big upgrade. The first song I ever tested with these speakers was actually Dethroned by Bad Omens, and it did not disappoint. But my main goal with making everything simple is to make sure that I can just plug in and play. Over on the side here, we have got the Talons pedal, which is an Earthquaker devices, as well as an organizer and bit commander. The one that I love the most out of all of this, though, is my Weeping Demon Wah, because if I'm not mistaken, I don't think that they make them anymore. Right behind that, I've got Eric's Canon M50 that's down here for the time being. What I'm doing is trying to see if I can make some VFX videos and post those on the DETOUR. Here's a notebook that you guys can't see yet. And I've also got a sheet of piano chords because I always try to make sure that if I have any kind of doubts on any like chord shapes and stuff whenever I'm playing piano, which I don't really play, I mainly just push buttons until things sound good. But this gives me an idea of how to maybe hit some notes, which I've got some more music theory stuff, which I will show you here in a second. Then inside of this box, this is where I keep all of my guitar stuff. I have way too many sets of guitar strings. I desperately need to just blow through these and actually, you know, use them before I get any more. But I kept putting them away and forgetting I had them, so now I've got tons of guitar strings down here, which is really nice, just in case. From everything from cleaning to restringing, that's what goes into this box, so it's just easy to find. Next up, we have my Javier Reyes, or the JR208 LTD. This is an 8-string guitar. This is one of my favorite guitars I've ever owned. I've been pushing myself recently to do more 8-string stuff, and at the very least, play 6-string stuff on an 8-string, because I want to make sure that that is a very second skin thing. I want to be able to go between guitars and just, you know, not get lost, which is kind of what's happening right now, but, you know, all in due time.
Side note, if you guys want a guitar collection video, let me know. I'll do one. We'll go on a full guitar tour. I'll show you all the instruments I have. If you want it, comment below. Leave some likes. Let us know.
Now, I talked about the piano chords, but if you look here, this is actually, it's a mouse pad, but I used it, you know, as a picture. I just hung it. That way I can see everything I need to know about music, or if not everything, at least enough to be able to get me through. One of the things that has been a big lifesaver for me has actually been Bluetooth. Using that for my keyboard and mouse instead of using a USB has been a game changer because I use a lot of USBs and I kept running out. So for anybody that's been struggling with that, get yourself a Bluetooth set of a keyboard and mouse. It will be a game changer and you can free up so much space. And of course, for desk ornaments, we've got Batman and the Joker because that's how things need to be. I've got a very special gift from my lady that I keep safe. And I've also got a salt lamp that has Jesus on it because everybody needs a little Jesus in their life. Oh my God, I can't believe I did it. I did it. And I've also got a space machine in here. It's really awesome to have at night. The space machine is something I've really come to enjoy. So yeah, I've got to have space stuff in my studio at all times. I love having it. Then over here, this is a really special picture that Spunky, who is also Cindy, who's in a lot of our lives and also comments almost on every single video that we post. She's an OG. She's been here since nearly the beginning, and she sent me this picture, which is just all the different game controllers that have ever been made. As far as lighting, I've got a can light over to my left, which is right next to the computer, and then I've actually got a can light that is behind me. So it's one of those that, depending on how much light I need or whatever's comfortable, or if I'm doing a video, you know, different things like that, I already have the room pre-lit and it's ready to go. So when it comes to software, I use Premiere Pro to edit my videos, and as you can see here, I've got a scary story that I'm working on. This one's called The Last Bus, which should be out next week on the Campfire at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. But yeah, I keep my stuff very simple. I have all my different things, you know, allocated to different tracks to make sure, okay, this is where my art goes, this is where my TV static is, this is where the colors and stuff that I want to use are, and then I've got multiple levels of audio to individually control sound effects, music, and voiceovers and dialogue. And if you look here, you can see this is all of the AI art. Now, some people have an issue with AI art, and I would agree if I had a full crew and wasn't utilizing them. I don't have a full crew. I only work, you know, with myself, and if anybody else is helping, it's them lending a voice, not necessarily creating something for you to see. So I use Night Cafe. That has been my main deal, and I love what they have. I love their engines, and I'm still learning how to prompt properly, but for the most part, it gets the job done and gives me some pretty spooky visuals. Premiere Pro is the bread and butter of everything that we use to make everything happen with YouTube. We use it for the podcast, so we have the same deal, except this one's actually quite simple. As you can see here, I've got a little bit of the beginning to show you like how the different layers do different things. So Premiere Pro is our main shtick. That's how we do everything. Now, as far as audio is concerned, I use Adobe Audition. Pretty much everything we use is Adobe except for music producing. So yeah, this is an Audition project. This is for The Last Bus, which is the same one I showed you in Premiere. So essentially what's going on here is that the green track is the narration and the bottom purple is actually the music, and everything in between is dialogue and sound effects. So if you've ever wondered what the scary stories actually look like when they are in their raw form, this is what it looks like. So it's kind of weird. I know it's like showing you how the sausage is made, but yeah, this is essentially what I use every time I make a scary story because I've got all my effects taken care of over here. I've got everything from dialogue to sound effects to music, a bunch of presets that I created to make sure everything is fluid and everything works wonderfully. Now, when it comes to thumbnails, I use Adobe After Effects, and what I do is I essentially just render out one frame and do it at half quality. That way the picture isn't too big, and I can create whatever I want in here. So with this one, it was a very simple thing. Found some picture of some flower and then threw some text over it, and it was just pretty much ready to go with the camera blurred. There was not a lot going on there. As you can see here, this is the thumbnail project that I usually use, but the files are gone because we've moved on and done other stuff, and it's been moved off of the main hard drive. So here's the What'd You Say thumbnail. So that's, again, just same deal, just, you know, designing things and scaling and rotating and just making sure that it fits the feel of the channel, because Rykerroad is supposed to feel very different than the DETOUR. Same exact thing for making thumbnails for the campfire, is that this one was a lot of fun to do because it was just a bunch of fire, and it's about bright shining angels that are, you know, burning. So that's a very interesting one. It's even how I've created banners, which, as you can see here, this one is completely custom made for the campfire. Oh yeah, this is even the one with the bus. This was the AI art that I added lens flares to. I love lens flares. Also, for the MIDI board, I've got the Oxygen Pro 49. This thing is incredible. I will say that I need to learn more about it, but I just use it for the basics. I just push buttons and just make stuff happen. So not a lot of crazy stuff. This is just a very simple setup. I know it may look elaborate, but there are far more intense studios that you could watch or that you could see. So, but this is just how I make things work.
Yeah, guys, this is the studio. Hope you guys enjoyed it. If you guys want to see any more videos like this, please let me know, and I'll make sure I'll make it happen, as well as the guitar tour video if you guys want to see that. But either way, I'm out of here till next time. Adios.